Hey guys, it's Ishani, aka Total Makeup Junkie 101, and happy June. Today I'm going to be doing my May faves and flops. I honestly can't believe it's already June. I don't say that at the beginning of most of my favorites videos, saying like, oh my god, the month flew by, but honestly, this year is flying by. We're approaching halfway through the year, which is kind of crazy. But anyways, today I'm going to be sharing with you guys all of the greatest beauty products that I have been using for this month. First and foremost, let's go ahead and talk about this. This is the Natasha Denona Sunset Palette. I have been absolutely obsessed with this palette. I picked it up when Sephora launched it on their website. It's got 15 different colors, all very, very warm toned for the most part, and Natasha Denona shadows are honestly incredible. Her foiled finish shadows, like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, those are just so smooth, so pigmented. The effect you get on your eyes is as if you actually foiled a shadow without having to take the effort to foil a shadow. It's really, really incredible. And even these mattes are just so buttery, so creamy, so blendable. This entire palette honestly is amazing. If you can get your hands on it, I definitely recommend it. Natasha Denona as a brand is fairly pricey, and her eyeshadow palettes are kind of outrageously priced, but I will tell you that the quality and the formula and the texture and the pigmentation is pretty much unbeatable. It's amazing. Another eyeshadow palette I've been loving is a little baby palette from another one of my favorite eyeshadow brands of all time, Viseart. Viseart released a couple new Theory palettes is what they call them, which are their smaller 6-pan eyeshadow palettes, and this one right here is the one in Amethyst, which is obviously their purple toned palette. These 6 purples in this palette work so beautifully together. My favorite shade to wear all over my lid is this color right here. It's more of like a taupey color, but the shimmer in it is so beautiful and reflective, and I feel like it's just so eye-catching on the lids. These 3 matte purple tones right here are absolutely perfect. Highlight, crease, outer corner, and liner. I mean, it's absolutely perfect, travel friendly, the quality is unbeatable, just like any other Viseart shadow, so I'm very happy with this. Let's talk about some lip products. So I have been loving lip liners this month. Something about lip liners, I've just been loving lining and filling in my lips, and these Bite Beauty lip pencils are so good. These are some of the creamiest lip pencils I've ever used. They just go on almost like a Bite Beauty lipstick. They're so creamy, and of course, because they're in a pencil, they're very, very precise. The 4 shades I've been reaching for this month are the number 38, the number 40, the number 96, and number 98. I actually have number 98 on my lips right now with a lip gloss on top that I'm going to talk about shortly, but this has just been a beautiful, beautiful summer shade. Speaking of the glosses, I've been reaching for my Anastasia lip glosses quite a bit this month. This is a formula that I haven't really talked about too much. I did do a full review video on these lip glosses when they first came out years ago. The 2 shades I'm talking about today are Caramel and Tango. I have Tango on today, and I actually put it on and then kind of blot it off to give it more of like a lip stain effect. These glosses are so pigmented. They are extremely glossy, but I will say that the fact that they're so pigmented can make these a little bit messy. That's why I've been combining them with lip pencils, just to help the feathering and, you know, the transfer of them a little bit. But the shade in Caramel, still very, very opaque, but because it's a nude color, it's just a little bit easier to wear than something kind of bright like this one. The other lip product that I've been loving this month is sort of like a lip gloss, sort of like a lip lacquer type product. These are the Smashbox Be Legendary Liquid Pigments, and they're like their liquid lipsticks that they recently launched. They have so many different colors. They have a full line of cream finishes and a full line of metallics. The cream finishes I've been loving are Mauve Wife and Rose Before Bros. That is the greatest name I've ever heard in my life. And then the metallic one is called Mauve Squad. The The neutral shades have just been my favorites because I can layer them over a lip pencil, and these are very, very pigmented. I would almost describe these as a true liquid lipstick. If you were to take a lipstick in a bullet and liquefy it, this is what you would get. These do not dry down. These are not matte by any means. I have found that these last quite a bit better than the Anastasia lip glosses. They have a little bit more of like a thicker, balmy feel to them. So they do feel just a little bit more luxe and plush on the lips. I do like them. I believe they're supposed to have like a gel texture, so they're not sticky or tacky at all. Let's talk about some cheek products. The first product I wanted to talk about is another Natasha Denona product. Natasha Denona had quite a few new releases this month, which is why I've just been on a Natasha Denona kick. But this is her Duo Glow powder. This is in the shade number 1 called Alba. I believe she has 2 different shades, and this one is the more kind of peachy golden shade. I'm actually wearing this as a highlight today on my cheekbones and on my nose. This powder really prominently shows that gold duochrome sheen. The actual peach base color is definitely kind of overshadowed by that gold shimmer in it, which is why you can see I can pull it off on my skin tone as a highlight. If you were light to medium skin, the peachy tones of it might show through a little bit more, so you might want to use it more as like a blush topper than a true highlighter. It is so pigmented, extremely creamy. The swatch that I'm showing you guys here on the left is kind of the diffused out, blended out swatch, and on the right you can see that in one swipe it's fully pigmented. You can almost use it as an eyeshadow as well. And the other cheek product I have been absolutely loving is the Juvia's Place Saharan blush palette. I actually bought it in both of the shades they have. They have a volume 1 and a volume 2. Volume 2 is actually the one that I prefer, but volume 1 is the one that's specifically made for dark, rich skin tones. Most of these shades will not work as cheek colors on light to medium skin tones just because they're so vibrant, and if you know about Juvia's Place, you know that their formulas are not messing around. If you don't have a deep complexion, you have to be very careful with these powders because they're bright and they are pigmented. But the Saharan blush palette volume 2 is definitely a lot more up my alley. I absolutely love this peachy coral blush right here called Tau, and this color right here, Sola, is again kind of like that peachy golden duochrome shade, similar to the Natasha Denona. Let's just go ahead and swatch them next to each other so we can see the exact differences. Actually, I would say the Natasha Denona one is more similar to Zobo, this shade down here. So here you can see on the back of my hand, this one here is the Natasha Denona and this one here is the Juvia's Place Zobo. So the Natasha Denona one is a lot more pigmented, more creamy, and way more like metallic, sparkly. It definitely has more of that peach base color to it as well, and it really does look super duochromy on the skin. But I mean, for the price difference, the Juvia's Place one is not bad at all, and considering this entire palette is, I believe, $18 and you get 6 colors, you can't really beat that. Let's go ahead and talk about complexion products. I feel like I always talk about a foundation in every favorites video, but the foundation that I have been loving this month, it is the Face Aero Brush Foundation. This is a spray foundation. It comes in the craziest, tallest, most obnoxious to store packaging. The shade I have is Caramel Y7. I actually went and bought this at Namie's once I saw Michelle 1218's video where she went and applied it. I will say that every single time I've worn this in a video, I have gotten an extreme amount of compliments from you guys. This is a beautiful foundation. I actually use this with my beauty blender, which is something I never thought of doing with a spray foundation. I've just been spraying this directly on my beauty blender and then just bouncing it in. It goes on really nicely. It does have a medium to full coverage. It's really lightweight on the skin because it is like an an aerosol spray, you can just imagine how thin and liquidy the foundation actually is. If you were going to an event where you know they're going to be taking your picture a lot, this is the type of foundation you want. It is gorgeous. It looks like your skin was beautifully photoshopped. I really, really, really like this foundation. Okay, so those are all of the actual makeup favorites. Now for a couple of more random beauty favorites. First off, I wanted to talk about a hand soap. This was literally the most random find ever. I was at CVS and I realized I was out of hand soap. And normally I buy the Bath & Body Works foaming hand soap, but because I was already at CVS, I was like, you know what, let me just see what they have here. I found this foaming vanilla hand soap. It says freshness at your fingertips. This is just the CVS like store brand. This is what it looks like. This smells exactly like the Lavanila Pure Vanilla perfume. It's literally one of my favorite perfumes of all time. I always pull it out, especially during the summertime. This actually leaves your hands smelling like the Lavanila Pure Vanilla fragrance for hours after you wash your hands. It's kind of incredible. So if you are a vanilla lover, especially once again, the Lavanila Pure Vanilla fragrance, this is it in a hand soap. And I mean, it was like $3 at CVS and I love it. The other kind of a random product I wanted to talk about is a fragrance. You guys know I'm pretty fickle with fragrances. I've said this before, but this is the Urban Decay Go Naked Perfume Oil Rollerball. This smells exactly like Bobbi Brown Beach mixed with Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess. Those are two of the most classic summertime perfumes because Bobbi Brown Beach has kind of like that sunscreen copper tone scent to it. Estee Lauder Bronze Goddess just genuinely smells like summertime and like the sand and the surf. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. And because it's a perfume oil, it lasts so well on the skin. I just put it on my pulse points, like my wrists and behind my ears, and it literally lasts hours. If they were to launch this exact scent in an atomizer spray, I would be first in line to get it because I love this so much. Alrighty guys, so that wraps up my favorites video for the month of May. Now, if you guys didn't know, I did launch my own makeup line. It is called Rani Cosmetics, and you can go ahead and shop my 6 lipsticks through that link up there. I will also go ahead and put a subscribe link to my channel right down there for you guys. But that is everything. Thank you guys so, so much for watching and supporting and subscribing. I really, really appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys in my next video on Monday. I will see you then. Bye.